We can't avoid aging, and you probably don't want to, but we can change how we view the process of aging. Brenda Johnson is a Storytelling Arts of Indiana Fellow, is performing a live storytelling show called Aging Reimagined at the Indiana History Center this Sunday. She joins us now to tell us all about it. Thanks for being here, Brenda.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Why tackle the subject of aging in this story?
Well, there are 10,000 people turning 65 every day in America, so it is a big deal for everyone.
You attack this in a very, and attack's maybe not the right word, but you approach it in a very fun way too. There's a lot of humor involved in this,
yes,
some folklore.
Right.
How did you go through the process of bringing this story together?
Yeah, so one of the things I did was I talked to a lot of people that were between 50 and 100 and got their ideas and used that to come up with what I'm calling my storytelling set for Sunday.
There's something to me hugely important in this as well, because growing up, I remember my grandparents telling me stories of what it was like growing up, and we've lost a little bit of that, though, in that storytelling aspect.
Exactly, and that's part of what Storytelling Arts is trying to preserve, and I earned the Frank and Katrina Bazille Emerging Stories Fellow for this year, and I decided that I would do my one-woman show, Aging Reimagined, just to help preserve those stories and inspire others.
That's a really big deal as well that you earned that, so congratulations on that. What was that process like, though? Because it's not like you just showed up and you go, I'd like to be that, thanks. Like, there was a whole process behind it.
Right, absolutely. So every spring, the process opens up and you send in a proposal, and they look at all of the proposals, and then Frank and Katrina Bazille, along with the Board of Storytelling Arts, chooses who is going to be this year's fellow.
When you got that news, that must have been very exciting for you, right?
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I almost didn't even apply for the fellowship because I was thinking that I hadn't been storytelling long enough. I'm a writer and retired. And I was thinking, well, I'll get more experience first, but I decided to go for it, and I can't be more honored.
You've written plays that have been performed here across the city. How does that differ from the storytelling aspect? Because you're still writing these stories, but now you're vocalizing them to people.
Right. Well, now I'm actually the performer.
Yeah.
So in the past, I've been the person who has been writing for other people to perform, but now I'm the person in front of the audience.
When you sat down with these people, ages 50 to 100, and that's a wide range. I know people go, oh, 50 years doesn't seem like that long, but it is. There's a lot of history there. What was it like getting to hear some of those stories and go, oh, I can't wait to share that within this, or, oh, this is really good?
Well, and I found out what was important.
Yeah.
You know, so one of the things I did was a lot of listening. And as I listened to people, it helped me shape what stories I would tell. So there are going to be personal stories that I'm going to share, as well as some stories that are Indiana focused too. So.
Aging is not an easy process, right? And sometimes people like certain parts of their lives more in that aging process. What did you learn, though, from some of these people looking at what that looks like?
Yeah, I think the thing that really surprised me most as I did my research for the storytelling show was just how renewal and joy and happiness, even when people weren't feeling well, that's really what kept them going.
When can people see this show, and can they? Is it free? What's the process there?
Yeah, so the show is $20 for adults. There is $10 for students, and they can buy tickets at the door. They don't have to do it in advance, but they can also buy tickets online at storytellingarts.org.
That is, it's going to be a very fun story. Brenda, I can tell that you like telling stories, and I'm excited for people to get to hear this. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.